Hey, peace, love, and light, family. Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. I'm back at you with another video. I hope everybody been vibrating high and taking care of themselves. So, in today's video, y'all, we gonna be getting into a lot of things. I decided to not make a part 2 to my last video. I'ma just make this its own separate thing because we gonna be diving into some deeper knowledge. And I need my people to really consciously think for themselves, as always, but I need you to critically think about the knowledge, the information that you're going to hear and see in this video. And I am here to free my people. You feel me? So as I dive deeper into certain knowledge, I will be presenting it and talking about it here. So we got a lot of things to get into. You know, we're going to be discussing birth certificates and the ins and outs of that, marriage license, and, you know, what it means to have a social security number. Rich Homie Quan, you know, happy transcendence. But, you know, it's some weird stuff going on with that too. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be speaking about that also and just making everything make sense. But whether you believe what's being said here or not, y'all, all conscious minds will understand what it is I'm saying, and they will be able to, you know, fully put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? If they don't already have it together in their consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be diving into some things, and yeah, just watch this video throughout the whole thing. You know, share this video to other like-minded people, comment, you know, subscribe if you new, and we gonna get right into the video, family. So peace, love, and light. Keep vibrating high, keep focusing on yourself. Peace.
Right? You literally can't be in debt. You can't have a student loan debt. You can't have mortgage debt. You can't have tax debt because there's no money to owe.
If you could understand, if people understood just that simple part right there, how is there anything to owe? Because I used my social in that consumer credit transaction anyway. And according to 15 USC 1602I, it actually tell you in any consumer credit transaction, the actual natural person is the one extending the credit. And we know businesses aren't natural people because they know that everything was given to us from God. Again, this is trust law.
Yeah.
So they gave us this trust, this social to actually pay for everything. But how slavery works, you know, because you pay for everything when you give them your social. You know, now how slavery works is, well, let's not tell them that everything is paid off, but let them go work a 9-to-5 job, slave, and still go and double dip and pay us again a second time around for something that was paid off the moment you gave me your social. But that's how they keep everyone trapped in the matrix, because if everyone in the matrix knew that everything was already paid, the whole world would be different. Who would be working a job for what? For why? Everything's already paid for. You know, so and that would mean that we the people have more time for ourselves, for our family, to think, to operate. And that's exactly what this system doesn't want you to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They have to keep
because
you
we would have the
distracted.
time and energy and
There you go.
resources to build a new parallel.
I bet. Peace, love, and light, family. So look, the first thing that I want to speak on, again, pardon the noise, you know what I'm saying? It's a nice Sunday, and you know what I'm saying, people out riding their bikes and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? I encourage everybody. The seasons are about to change, so get as much sunlight, as much nature as you possibly can, because we understand that when the seasons switch over, you know, that's when our planet, so to speak, you know, dies. You know, nature, you know, suffers, you know what I'm saying, during this winter time, during this fall time, you know what I'm saying? So get as much nature as you possibly can. You feel me? But listen, so I wanted to speak to y'all about the ins and outs of what it means to have a birth certificate, what it means to be issued a social security number, and all.
I'm trying to simplify this for you. Grab your social security card. Look at the back. There's going to be a red letter followed by 8 numbers. That red letter is going to correspond with the Federal Reserve Bank. There are only 12 banks. Look at the banks. Look at the letter. Whoever's letter you have, that's the bank that owns your account. These letters are also on money.
That ties into why they make us get marriage license. It ties in with why hospitals and things of that nature are around. All these things, play a part, right? So I'm gonna be, I need my people to follow me. I'm gonna break this down the best way that I can, but that's
Certificate of live birth, special deposit.
A bond is a certificate, and a certificate is written assurance. A bond is also evidence of a debt, which would be a certificate of indebtedness, which is an obligation issued by a corporation having the same effect as a bond. And the issuing corporation can lien against all the property of the corporation it created, meaning that if you have a birth certificate, which is a certificate of indebtedness, the state is now allowed to lien against all your property. And in banking, this is referred to as a certificate of deposit, as a government security, the same as a treasury certificate, which you are the intended beneficiary of. To claim this certificate, will be done through special deposit, which is a deposit that is made for a specific purpose that is to be returned to the depositor, and that creates a bailment or trust.
Go grab your birth certificate and literally say, I am a shareholder of the United States. Say, I'm a stockholder of the United States. Your birth certificate is a stock, and you are the actual beneficiary of this stock as well. And this also creates a trust because you have a certificated security. So to perfect this gift, since this is a certificated security, we need to transfer this into our trust, and then we need to create a certificate of title to this to perfect this gift. Now, you have more power than the judge, any banks, the president of the United States over this actual franchise, individual, entity, testicle trust, whatever you want to choose to call it, straw man, whatever. The fact of the matter is that you are the complete private legislator over the estate, okay? You have full power, full jurisdiction. Always know that. Can anybody challenge me? No, because I am the holder in due course, which means I have the rightful claim, and I am first in line creditor. Always keep that in mind. Peace, love, and law.
That's why I always throw the videos in there also, so you can get a different perspective, and maybe it may be a little easier for these other people to break down for certain people. You know what I'm saying? So follow me as much as you can, but I promise I'm gonna make everything make sense, right? So when we are born, right, when we understand that we are souls, we are conscious spirits and souls, right? And we decide to come back down here to this physical for different reasons, for different purposes, right? You know what I'm saying? We can, I've put out other videos about what our purpose is, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I can throw a reference of that video up here so you can go back and watch that. But we come back down here as spirit, souls, and consciousness to animate these physical bodies, right? And when we come back down here, family, you got to think back in the day, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have hospitals. We didn't have modern day medicine and meds and things of that nature. Any of that, you know what I'm saying? And our planet, our population was able to thrive just fine. You know what I'm saying? So the purpose of them putting these hospitals and things of that nature out here, right? And again, I'm going to tie everything together because everything is connected, right? These hospitals are working with the state. And these nurses and these doctors have to sign an oath in order to practice medicine. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I don't know about to y'all, but to me, that sounds very occult-like. You know what I'm saying? Signing oaths and agreeing to oaths and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You are basically signing your soul, your life force to whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they have to sign oaths and things of that nature, right? And then on top of that, right, they're taking blood, and we all understand that our genetics is in our bloodstream. You know what I'm saying? That's where all your genetics, all your information about you, anything they need to find out, they're gonna take blood from you, right? So they're doing that to see exactly who we are. And when I say who we are, I mean who we are spiritually, because we must understand that we have lived many different lifetimes. We are ancient souls coming back down here, right? So these people, we are ancient souls reincarnating, coming back down here. But you know, we are spiritually ranked and spiritually classified in different ways, right? In the astral planes, in the astral realms, right? So when we come back down here, they have to draw blood to run tests to figure out who the hell we are, right? Who the hell we are. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Z, you know what I'm saying, with the scouters, and they're reading your power levels. That's what they're drawing blood for, to see what type of genetics you have within you, right? Now, again, you don't have to believe this. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to believe this, but whatever. All conscious minds will understand what I say when I say it, right? And that's who I speak to. But yeah, so they're reading our power levels, right? And checking our genetics. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what bloodlines we come from, right? And then on top of that, what are they doing? They're telling us that our kids need certain shots and, you know, certain things of that nature. We're not gonna use certain words. You feel me? So they're telling our kids, or telling us as the parents, or when we were kids, telling our parents like, okay, yeah, we need to get your kids up to date on their shots. You cannot start school until your kid is up to date on their shots, right? So all this is doing is polluting our bloodstreams, polluting our bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? Polluting our vessels. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than the shots that they were telling us to take in 2020. You know what I'm saying? It's to genetically block us. All right. So we don't reach our true capabilities. Everything is to destroy or distract you. You got to stay conscious of these things, right? So upon all that, right? All that, they issue these birth certificates and these social security numbers, right? They make you sign these birth certificates, right? Now, I told you the hospitals have contracts, are in cahoots with the state, right? Okay. So when we're signing these birth certificates, when our parents signed them, when their parents signed them, when we signed them as parents, because I was not consciously aware of these things, you know what I'm saying, when I had my child in 2016, right? So I didn't become consciously aware of certain things until like middle 2020 is when I had my spiritual breakthrough, right? My spiritual awakening. So I wasn't aware of these things, right? So they make us sign these birth certificates because we're not understanding that the hospital is in cahoots with the state, aka the government, right? So when we're signing these birth certificates, we think that we're doing the right thing. You know, like me as a father, I thought that me being there to sign the birth certificate was like a great thing for me to do. It was a necessity, right? To make sure that, you know, I'm present, I'm there, I'm making myself known as the father, right? As the parent, right? And we gonna break down the etymology and the meanings of these words that they gave us, right? So we're parents because we're renting our children. We're renting our children, and when we sign these birth certificates, we're signing our rights away to the state. So that's why they call us parents, because when we sign these birth certificates, we're signing our rights away to the state. And we're now renting our child, right? But again, they issue out these social security numbers, right? Now, these social security numbers, fam, to my understanding, these social security numbers have trust funds attached to them. And the numbers on your social security number is the account number to this trust fund, right? To this trust fund. And this trust fund, y'all, I can't disclose the complete amount of money that's within this trust fund, but we'll just say there's millions. There's multi-millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. Even it could be even more. I don't know, y'all. I don't know, right? But our social security numbers are the account numbers to these trust funds, right? Now, there are ways to access this trust fund. And again, I'll see whatever information I can dig up and put that in there as to how to access this trust fund, right? Okay, so when we do that, right, there's steps and certain papers and things of that nature that you have to sign in order to be able to access this. But it's possible. But I do want to say that there is a long paper trail of work that you have to do. You know what I'm saying? Because they do not want you to access these trust funds, because then you now have freedom, family. You now have freedom, family. You no longer have to work because we already have the money, family. And another thing with the trust fund and certain things of that nature, like our bills are already prepaid. They just take our money anyway. Like, as far as the information that I've been able to pick up, when your bills are mailed to you, they attach an envelope with them, right? So what you're supposed to do, like in particular with our electric bill, we all understand that they're stealing electric from our planet. So how are you charging us for using something that you yourself are stealing and claiming rights of, even though it's a natural resource? You know what I'm saying? So they give us these envelopes that's attached to our electric bills in particular right now, right? So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to mail that bill, supposed to rip the little end piece off and mail it back to the power company and tell them that you are now requesting a true bill statement. A true bill statement, right? And if they do not mail you back a true bill statement within 30 days, then that bill is now void and you're not even supposed to pay it. Okay? Because a lot of these companies are working through third party companies. All right. Our bills are already prepaid. And again, I'll find different videos to break this down, family. But yeah, there's this matrix is crazy, family. This matrix is crazy. But either way though, right? Our social security numbers have trust funds attached to them, which has bank accounts attached to them that are carrying large amounts of money that would, if we were able to access these accounts, we would be free, family. We would be free. But we don't know about these accounts. We don't know that this shit exists, right? So there's no way for you to go seeking for something if you don't even know it's a thing. So this is why I'm speaking on it. And again, I will find as much information as I can to put it in here to break it down all the way, so we can start doing the steps that we need to do, right? Because we are sovereign beings, family. Like, another thing, you don't need tags. You don't need a driver's license. You don't need insurance on your cars. Why? Because due to the Constitution says that you only need a license to operate a commercial vehicle. And a commercial vehicle means that you are making money while driving or making money to drive, right? So when you're just driving your car from point A to point B and you're not making money, that's not a commercial vehicle. Therefore, you do not need a license. You don't need tags. You don't need insurance. You don't need registration. You don't need any of that. All that shit is scams, family. It's just different ways to milk money out of the people. Going to work, fam. And if you, the way the economy is set up, if you do not make six figures, if you don't make at least $100,000 a year, you are broke. You are poor. The way the economy is set up right now, family. I'll even go as low to say, if you don't make at least 80,000 to six figures a year, you're considered to be poor. So all this shit is an illusion, family. All this shit is an illusion, but that's why I'm saying we really have money attached to our names, but it's just a long paper trail to access this shit, man. So a lot of people don't even know that this shit exists, fam. So that's why I'm putting the information out here now. And as I dive deeper into the knowledge and gain a more understanding and overstanding of it, I'll present more information here. But like I said, let me grab some different videos and plug them in here so y'all we can all gain a deeper understanding about what's being talked about here. But let's move on to the next subject, family. Peace, love, and light.
At this point, I'm not even surprised. Not only has more paperwork dropped in the YSL case, but an audio recording just dropped of none other than rich homie Quan spitting a whole verse to law enforcement.
Now, Bad Bunny, you say, how could you make such a crazy allegation? Simple, because I'm from the streets and I know street politics. Like, literally just named in the YSL case with Young Thug, and it's like Lil Woody went on wax to say, in quote, that he helped shoot up Rich Homie Quan's damn barbershop.
And the timing of how everything happened makes it seem like his issues with Thug might be deeper than some comments he made on stage where their egos get in the way. He made the announcement about getting away from Rich Gang just a couple of months after Big Nut was killed. And now some people think Quan is actually snitching on his old homie over the situation. A video recently leaked where Quan is allegedly talking to somebody about the Young Thug situation. It's hard to tell exactly what's going on in the recording, but at one point it sounds like he says, Thug has something to do with it. We just can't prove it. Some woman in the room asked him if it was over the beef with Thug, Quan said they never had beef, but said that shit was deeper than rap.
Why did you suspect Young Thug when you went down to Miami? Because people told you, or did you have some beef with Young Thug at the time? They kind of let you.
Why? And the answer to that is simple: the murder of Peanut.
What he's speaking on is the very murder that would cause the fall of YSL.
I got one of the biggest blood there, with my you did, because I'm in Georgia.
There are shell casings up and down the street. A man in his mid-20s is in critical condition, but that his status could change for the worse overnight.
Big Nut was said to have snitched against members of the gang, and prosecutors allege Young Thug orchestrated his death by renting the vehicle YSL members would later use to commit the drive-by that took Nut's life.
It's like all these years later, we find out for sure who shot up Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop, and it's like Rich Homie knows that now. A lot of people don't realize Rich Homie was still making music. He was still making a living making music. A lot of his albums underrated because he was blackballed by Thug and they camp. Saying like Thugger was more. I give Quan all the credit because he didn't just forgive his enemy and settle with them. You know, he didn't forgive them, and I wouldn't either. You shot my dad 4 times.
Quan has always been real close with his dad. And on the track Daddy, he said, when I see him in that ICU room, boy, you know I went crazy because I couldn't see my daddy like that. That's my baby. In other words, he's my best friend. Talk to him daily. Them niggas who did it to him, I hope they praying to God, but he can't.
All right, peace. So look, the next subject I want to talk about is this Rich Homie Quan thing, right? And you know, I'm gonna speak lightly of it because it's still fresh, and you know that is someone's family, and all this and that, right? So I'll speak lightly on it. But I'ma just be real and give my honest opinion on it and tell y'all what's going on. And there's some weird things surrounded around, this whole Rich Homie Quan thing because it's just sudden. It's sudden. And we don't know these celebrities for real, right? So I'm not saying you can't feel no kind of way, but you like these celebrities for their music or whatever they're popular for. But you don't know them in real life. So, that's why I say we got to stop putting these celebrities on these pedestals and acting like they so much different from us because they got, the spotlight or they may have, money or whatever the case may be. That don't make them no different from us, fam. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it's weird stuff going on with that. So they're saying supposedly he overdosed on some fake pills or whatever, right? And bro, first off, I can't even feel sorry for that because there's been so many celebrities battling with drug addictions and who have, transcended from battling those drug addictions. Like, come on. If you abusing drugs that can take you up out of here, fam, you are making a choice. So, the risk you're taking. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't even really feel sorry for that shit. But I do understand how this matrix works and how the government works and that these motherfuckers can tell you somebody died any old kind of way. They can put any old kind of story out here and shit, we wasn't there, so we don't have no choice but to take it for what it is, right? But they saying he overdosed or whatever, but it's just weird how, they just mentioned this man in this YSL RICO case. This whole Young Thug trial, they just mentioned him and now all of a sudden, he transcended. They find him, out of here. And say he overdosed after them just literally mentioning that man's name in court. And, they're saying that he was supposed to testify. I don't know how true that is. And, him being a rapper, there was already snitch allegations going on with Rich Homie Quan, and I don't even know if all this is connected, but he already had that, you know, around his name. So him being a rapper and you know, in the middle of him making like a comeback, him testifying against Young Thug, knowing how many eyes and ears is on that case to see what's gonna happen, I don't think he would have did that anyway. I don't think he would have did that. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on with this? I don't know. I don't know, family. I'ma be real. I don't know. It's a lot of weird energy surrounded it around this whole thing, because again, like they just was mentioning this man's name and then all of a sudden he overdosed. You know what I'm saying? But like let's be real, family. If people are doing drugs, you know, on the daily or frequently, family, you know how much your body can take and how much it can't. You know what I'm saying? And again, this man got kids. I'm pretty sure he still take care of family. Like, these people be having a lot on their shoulders, bro. You not just gonna be irresponsible like that to already be taking drugs and then to overdo it. My heart, my conscious mind, me knowing what I know and how the matrix works, fam, I don't believe that. Like Whitney Houston, like, you know what I'm saying? And not even trying to be funny. You know, much respect to the goddess and happy transcendence to the goddess. You know what I'm saying? But, bruh, you telling me Whitney been doing drugs for all this long, and in the middle of her career, we talking about, and was still doing her thing, still singing, sounding beautiful. But everybody knew that woman was doing drugs. Everybody knew. So her transcending and they trying to say she overdosed, fam. Like, come on, bro. I don't believe that. Cause I know, like me, I don't drink, right? But just on a low level, I don't drink, right? But I know if I am going to partake in some type of alcoholic beverage, I know what my limit is, G. I know what my limit is. So I'm going to stop at that limit and I'm not doing no more because I don't want to get out of my comfort zone. I don't even like to drink. So why would I overdo it? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, on a low level, bro, we know how much our body can take. You, like, any drug user, you know your limit, fam. So these people just dropping, bro. You gotta just look below the surface of shit and think deeper. Like, I'm not saying this related. You feel me? I'm not saying this related, but I'm just saying this is mighty weird to me, mighty suspicious to me that they was just mentioning this man's name in court, and then all of a sudden he overdoses. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But you believe whatever you want to believe, though. You know what I'm saying?
Rich Homie
Quan, whose real name was DeQuantes Devontae Lamar, was due to perform in his hometown in a few weeks at Nick Cannon's Wild and Out. He was also going to testify in the trial of his former bandmate Young Thug.
Rich Homie Quan was scheduled to testify at the Young Thug trial later this year.
I mean, shit, like you say, you don't got time to sit down and relax or, you know, take time for yourself, but it's like what you don't want to happen is you finally get it and nobody's there with you. What you don't want to happen is you finally reach the top of that mountain, but you're standing there by yourself. And so much has happened that now you feel like you got to go catch up to them because you done drove yourself so hard. It is okay to pump the brakes. It is okay to say, you know what, I'm not picking up the phone today. It is okay to say, you know what, I'm about to drive to the beach. Everybody leave me the hell alone for the day my phone is off. Take no time for yourself because there's a lot of people out here that really want that drive, but they cannot commit.
They can't contain it.
Yeah, they cannot commit. So there's that.